Good morning, guys. Today we're going to talk about multiplying by a monomial. So our goal today is to multiply polynomials by monomials. So our first example, we have 8a times 3b. Remember, when we see parentheses like this, we just need to multiply. So what you're going to do first is you're going to multiply the coefficients, or the numbers in front. So 8 times 3 is 24. Then you're going to multiply the variables. A times b is just a, b. And that's as far as you can take that expression. Your next one, 3m times negative 2n. So 3 times negative 2 first. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. M times n is just mn. Letter C, you have negative 2x times negative 5x squared. So negative 2 times negative 5 is a positive 10. Then you have to look at your x's. Remember, there's an exponent here that you don't see, and it is a 1. So we have x to the first power times x to the second power. It's going to become x to the third power. You add the exponents. And just so you can visually see what's happening with those x's, x to the first times x squared means it's an x times an x. How many x's do you have? 3. So that's where that's coming from. So your answer is a positive 10x cubed. Example 2. To promote a new product, a company buys 2x minutes of airtime. The cost of 1 minute of airtime is 3x minus 4. Multiply to find an expression which represents the cost of advertising the new product on television. Okay? So we need to multiply these. So 2x times the quantity, 3x minus 4. Okay? So we have a problem where we're going to need to distribute this 2x to both terms. So first we're going to multiply 2x times 3x. 2 times 3 is 6. Remember, there's a 1 here that you don't see. X to the first times x to the first is x. Add your exponents, squared, minus 4 times 2 is 8, but we still have that x, 8x. You can write to the first, but remember, we don't really need it. Example 3, same idea. 3v squared times v squared plus v, I'm going to put a first here for us, plus 1. This is going to be distributed to all 3 terms. There's a 1 in front of this v squared that you don't see, so 3 times 1 is 3. V, add your exponents, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus, there's a 1 here as well. 3 times 1 is 3. V squared, v to the first, v to the power of 3. It's 2 plus 1 there. Plus 3v squared times 1. Anything times 1 is itself, or 3v squared. Okay, example B. We're going to distribute 12 to each one of these terms. So 12 times a squared is 12a squared. 12 times 3ab squared, 12 times 3 is a positive 36. ab squared, 12 times a negative 3 is a negative 36. b cubed, and 12 times a negative 10. 12 times negative 10 is a negative 120. So your final answer, I'm going to write it a little bit nicer up below, where there's more space. 12a squared plus 36ab squared minus 36b cubed minus 120. You cannot combine any of these. Remember from last lesson, they're not like terms, they don't have the same last names. And our last example. We want to list 3 possible dimensions for a rectangle with an area of 12x squared y. So an area, when you think back, when you talked about areas of rectangles, the area of a rectangle is length times width, or more often shown area is your base times your height. Okay, so we want the area in all of these to be 12x squared y, and we want to find different ways to get that. Okay, so all that means is we're going to be multiplying a base times a height. Okay, so multiple ways to do this. I could say something, for instance, maybe this side of my rectangle is 2x squared. Therefore, this side must be y, because when I multiply these two, I get 12x squared y. Okay, so see if you can think of a way. I know there's an x squared, so I could break up, let's say, 12x squared and make it 6xy and 2x. 6 times 2 will give me my 12. X times x is x squared, y. Another possibility is, okay, I'll break up my x again and break up 12 in another way. Let's say 4x and 3xy. 4 times 3, 12. X times x, x squared, y. Okay, so there are multiple possibilities. See if you can come up with one on your own. Now that we're done with notes, you need to go ahead and complete the assignment for today. Have a great day.